Welcome to Yoga Basics with Beth. I've been an instructor at the Y for over 6 years, and what I love most is feeling part of a larger community and the service that the Y does, not just for members but for the larger community. I just love when I come into class and people are talking and sharing and supporting each other. It's great to be part of that. And even though we can't be together physically, we can practice together in this way. So I'm grateful for that. And let me see who's with me here. Good morning, Roya. Wonderful to have you. Welcome. So for everyone, many people don't have yoga props at home. I will suggest using a chair today. You don't have to. And if you don't have yoga blocks, the large yogurt containers, you can even stack them for more strength and height. They're not great to sit on, but just to extend your reach, they can be helpful. A chair seat is a great way to extend your reach toward the floor as well. I may suggest using a strap. It's not definite. If I do, a towel that's rolled can work, an ordinary necktie, or a belt as well. It is helpful to have blankets or pillows around. Ordinary house blankets and pillows are fine. It is helpful with blankets to be firm if they are folded. That gives you more support, but you can work with what you have at home. So take a few minutes to gather things close to you that you may want to use. And have water handy in case you want to take a water break. So today we will be focusing on our breath and the way the breath supports our body, but also the way our posture can support our breath, and creating some strong standing postures, some warriors, just a nice general supportive practice. Okay, so we'll begin seated, whether that's in a chair or on the floor or on a prop. Once you come to a seat that's comfortable for you, pay a lot of attention to whatever is in contact with the either the chair, seat, or the floor, or the mat. So let's see, we've got some more. Hi, Carol. Hi, Ryan. Welcome. I won't always be able to comment and say hello to everyone because, as you know, screens are very small. But thank you for coming. All right, so once you're seated comfortably, root into your sit bones, and then if you're in a chair, you can root strongly into your feet as well. So feel all that good support, and then you can rise up long through your spine from that base. So creating this length gives us more space for a full breath. And using the strength of muscles front, sides, and back, that core creates support for our spine. It can be helpful to think of pressing up to the very center top of your head, lengthening the spine all the way up through the cervical spine, back of neck lengthening. Once you have all that, your nice strong posture, shift forward and back just a little bit. So a little bit of a lean forward into the sit bones and then rock back a little bit. So we're rocking on the base of our pelvis. A little bit forward, a little bit back. And then settle into that middle place, that most balanced place. Rock just a tiny bit side to side, so more weight onto one side, more weight onto the other. And then again, come back to that balanced, centered place. Even weight on both sides of your base. So you've created so much stability and balance. Continue in your seat. So creating that space for a full breath. All right, then take one hand on your low belly, one hand on your upper chest. So our breath fills a three-dimensional space, right? Not just the front, but we can easily access the front body. So as you breathe in, you'll notice, beginning of the inhale, a rise in the belly. And as the breath continues, an expansion in the rib cage. As the breath completes, feeling that clear up into the upper chest, collarbones, above the shoulder blades and back. And then with the exhale, all that softening, releasing, eventually the belly draws in a little bit as the diaphragm moves back into place. So just become aware of the flow of your breath in your body. Doing our best to breathe through our nose on the inhale and the exhale. Of course, there are many breathing practices in yoga for different purposes. But for this practice, doing your best to inhale and exhale through the nose. Our nose is designed to warm and filter the air, and exhaling through the nose can help to keep the breath steady and slow it down a little bit. Now bring your hands to rest either on your lap, or if your arms are really long and you're sitting on the floor, it might be on the floor. Okay, then reach out wide, palms up. Press into your base. If you're in a chair, you can also press into the feet, and then slowly reach up. So you'll feel the lengthening through your spine and through the side waist. Take some big breaths here. Keep rooting down into your base. Keep reaching up into the fingers, and take a slight reach to the side. To your right. Feel what's happening on that left side, that little extra work to keep you long and upright. Come back to center. Just a slight bend to the left. Slight side reach. Just enough to feel what's happening on that right side. Keep lengthening. And come back to center and release the arms down. Lightly hold the fronts of your knees. Tug lightly and reach the center of your chest forward and up. So you will be rocking a little bit forward on the sit bones as you did earlier. A bit of a curve in the low back, as well as the upper back as the chest reaches forward and up. So a back bending shape. And keep tugging on the knees as you rock to the back of the sit bones, round the back toward the space behind you. Once again, tug on the knees, send the chest forward and up. And then rock back rounding toward the space behind you. You can drop the head as well. So a few more of those. Inhale leads you forward and up. Exhale, rocks you back, draw the belly in, complete that exhale, drop the head. Just 2 more like that, following your breath. And then come back fully upright, centered on sit bones. All right, your next breath in, reach out and up once again. This time, hold opposite elbows. Stretch long, reach up. Tug on the outer arms, outer elbows. Tug. And then side reach to your right. Perhaps going a little farther than you did with your arms straight. Next inhale, come back to center. Find all the length of your spine. Root down into sit bones if you're on a chair, and your feet. Hug the arms, and then arc to the other side. Come back fully upright. And release the arms. Next breath in, reach up long once again. With your exhale, twist to your right. One hand can be on, the left hand can be on the right leg. The right hand can be either on the chair seat behind you or on the floor behind you. Just the right amount of twist for you. Do your best to keep rooting evenly into your support, not rocking to one side or the other. All right, next breath in, unwind, reach up long, and with your breath out, twist to the other side. Keep that steady breath. Each inhale can help you root down and rise up. Each exhale can guide you into that twist. All right, come back to center. All right, from seated, come to all fours. So if you do have a chair, you can move it to one edge of your mat out of your way. You might end up using it to extend or reach. So come to all fours. We call this table in yoga. So just as you did when you were seated, we'll create some movement, tilts of the pelvis and movement of the whole spine. So lead with your tail, lift your tail, sweep the curve up through your whole back, lift the head, and then curl your tail under, round your back toward the sky, lower your head. Inhale, lift, exhale, arc. See if you can lead the movement with your tail. All right, come back to long spine without a rounded shape. Left lower leg will stay where it is. Reach the right arm long. I'm sorry, right leg long behind you. Lift the leg so it's parallel to the floor. If it's an easy enough balance, bring the left hand behind the back of your pelvis. See if the sides are even with each other. So sometimes that right side will lift higher. You can keep the hand there, bring it back to support, or you can also reach that left arm forward parallel to the floor as well. Stretch long through your whole body, through your spine, through your side waist. Come back to table. Stretch the left leg long out behind you. Lift the leg parallel to the floor. Once again, right hand behind to feel the balance. Stay there. Bring the hand back to support or reach forward, upper arm parallel with ear. Stretch long. Feel support and lift from the front. Feel the work of the back body. Come back to table. Right hand, right lower leg, stay where they are. Bring left hand to left hip. Turn and open your body toward the left. That right leg, the lower leg can go a little bit behind you as a little kickstand for extra balance if you need. And then lift the left leg parallel to the floor. You can also keep it touching down if it's really just super challenging. So notice what's happening on your left side here to hold this, maintain this posture. And then reach the left arm long, upper arm near ear, stretch long. Feel the length of your whole left side, into the arm, into the leg. Keep all that length and then reach to the sky, the left hand. You can keep looking forward, or if you'd like, look up at the left hand. Either way is great. All right, come back to table. I'm going to change position so I can keep facing you. You don't need to do that if you're practicing at home. Left hand, left lower leg, stay where they are. Right hand to right hip. Open towards your right. Lift the leg parallel to the floor. So this is just a variation of a side plank. And then reach that right arm, upper arm near ear, arm parallel to floor. Lengthen, stretch long. And then reach to the sky. Maybe lift that right leg a little higher. Gaze can be forward or up at the top hand. Come back to table. All right, sit back briefly to kneeling. We want to take care of your wrists. So if your wrists are ever really talking to you, they're really uncomfortable, take a break. You can bring forearms together, hands together, and circle the hands. Also, one I really love is holding the front of the wrist with the opposite hand and then stretching the hand like a little parachute. I'll turn it to the side. So a few times back and forth for each one. Some people feel a lot of benefit just from rotations. Okay. Come to a kneeling position in the middle of your mat. Some of you will have some extra padding at home. I know at the Y we use carpet pieces for extra padding. You might have a blanket. If you have extra padding, you can put it down. Even a pillow would work. If it's difficult to reach the floor or balance is challenging, you might bring your blocks or your adapted blocks close to the sides of your mat. And then step your right foot forward. So you're now in knee down lunge. So right away we'll start practicing nice safe angle, knee above ankle. And that knee is tracking toward the middle toes. So it's not going in toward the big toe or out toward the pinky toe, toward middle toes. So practice that right away. Press into the foot very strongly, spread the toes wide. Good contact with the whole foot and the toes. Something that can help with balance. Imagine your foot is glued, but you're trying to pull it back toward the space behind you, toward the back end of your mat. Also really anchor the lower leg, that left lower leg. It's glued, but you're trying to pull it forward. So it's like a scissoring action. It can be very helpful for balance and stability. So keep all of that, and then reach out, wide, float the arms up. Stretch long. And then lightly hold the right wrist with your left hand. Stretch long, and then arc to your right. Sorry, to your left. Come back to center. Do your best to keep your pelvis centered as you arc the upper body. And then hold the left wrist lightly with the right hand, arc to the right. Come back to center. Hands to hips. So using floor or block, or another way to extend your reach if it's needed. It could be a chair seat. Left hand will be on support. Right hand to right hip crease. Lengthen sideways, lengthen spine. Hand is directly under shoulder. The left hand turn to your right. Reach to the sky. So twist in your lunge. If you need more balance challenge, you can also lift the back leg, lift that knee. Keeping sideways long, keeping spine long. Keep rooting into the feet. Unwind your twist. Make your way back to your high kneeling position. And step your left foot forward. Again, set up your nice strong lunge right away. Knee above ankle, knee tracking toward middle toes. Toes spread wide. Again, you might imagine that the places in contact with the mat, the foot and the back lower leg, are glued, but you're trying to pull them in towards center. Scissoring, giving you a lot of stability. Engaging muscles in a great way too for building strength. And then reach out, wide, float the arms up, stretch long. Also, if you're pressing down strongly and lengthening up from that, you often can feel a pretty strong opening in the front right side. All right, hold the left wrist lightly with the right hand. Stretch long, arc to the right. Come back fully upright. Left wrist holds right, left hand holds right wrist. Lengthen, arc to the left. Again, do your best to keep the pelvis balanced, just rising up from that. Come back fully upright. Release the arms down. Bring hands to support floor or blocks or adapted block that we talked about. All right, right hand will stay on support, left hand to left hip. Turn the chest to the left and then reach to the sky. Gaze can be up at the hand or straight forward. Either way is great. Again, if you need more balance challenge, you can lift the back leg. Still doing that scissor action, remember, helps with balance as well. Unwind your twist. Bring the hands to support. Make your way to a high kneeling position. And move the blocks out of the way if you've been using them or your adapted blocks. And come to a knee down plank. So you might need to shift if you have something under your knees. So instead of hips above knees, we have long spine, straight line, top of head through knees. All right, then bend your elbows, lower your body, thighs, belly, lower ribs in contact. Then upper back helps you lift your chest forward and up. Neck is comfortable and long, so do your best not to strain the neck. The gaze can be down or forward. So this is cobra. All right, lower down. Bring your hands wider than your mat if you're using a mat, or instead of under the shoulders, a few inches out to the sides if you're working without a mat. Press into tops of thighs, tops of feet. Draw the belly away from the floor. So you're not lifting the pelvis, just lifting the belly up a little bit. That action of drawing in and up. Think of reaching your tail toward your heels. Very light touch into the hands. Upper back lifts the chest. Then if you want a little stronger contact in the hands, a little more support there, perhaps lift a little higher. And lower down. All right, press your way up. Bring sit bones to heels. So big toes together, sit bones to heels, reach the hands forward. This is child's pose. Release the head down as much as possible. But then come up to table. Keep the lower body in table, hips above knees. But walk the hands forward, reaching out diagonally. Bring ears between biceps. Stretch long. Walk hands back in. And then make your way, walk the hands back towards your legs, come to a squatting position. Move any blankets out of the way. Keep knees as bent as they need to be to have comfort in your back and the backs of your legs, and slowly open up to a forward fold. Support can be on, hands can be on mat or legs. Do your best right now to let go of the weight of your head. And then bring hands to hips, bend the knees deeply, bring belly to thighs. And then reach forward, arms parallel to the floor. Press into feet, pull belly in, rise up fully. And release the arms. I come to a standing posture. Some of you already have experienced the feet rooting down when we started, if you were in a chair pressing into your feet. So in the beginning, lift your toes, spread them wide, and then set them back down as you lengthen them. And notice the balls of your feet, so the base of the toes. Rooting all of that firmly. Notice the heels, rooting the heels. And just shift your weight lightly forward onto the balls of the feet more. Lightly back onto the heels more. Shift back and forth a few times. And then find that place that feels very centered for you. So arches support us well with a little lift. They're not pressing down like the balls of the feet and the heels. Feel the strength of your legs. Some people think of it as hugging muscles to bones. There also is an action that some people find helpful, thinking of squeezing into center, rising up from that, drawing into center. So length of spine, length of side waist. Length of the spine rises up through the whole cervical spine. So the head isn't lifting, the crown of the head is reaching up. Arms are comfortably along your sides or palms forward. Once you're in your mountain pose, take a few breaths, very deep, very full yogic breaths. Okay, then hands to hips. Step your feet wide apart. One way to measure a good distance is reaching the arms out wide and wrists and ankles lined up. Now for you it might be that your feet need to be closer together or farther apart, but that's a good way to start. If you need the challenge for building strength in the arms, you can keep them lifted, bring them down at any time if it's a strain. So challenge, not strain is my motto. All right, turn your left toes so they face the short edge of your mat on that side. And then bend the knee. Again, it's tracking above ankle toward middle toes. Outside edge of the back foot is parallel to the short edge on that side. Now, if you find that your knee is going way forward, you probably need more distance front to back between your feet. If it's not as far as the ankle, you need less distance. So settle in, find that nice strong lunge that's right for you. Traditional pose, this is warrior two. Traditional pose is to look toward that left hand. Stretch wide, stretch long. Feel the strength of your legs, that grounding down into the feet. All right, straighten the left leg, float the arms down. Let's do the other side. So the left foot will be outside edge parallel to the back edge of your mat. Right toes will turn toward that short edge. Knee above ankle, toward middle toes. Hands to hips to start, just get that nice strong lunge. And you can look at your feet, look at your legs once you have them in place. Then come fully upright without turning the gaze down or moving the head down. And reach the arms out wide. Feel the openness of the chest, the openness of the upper back, the length of the side waist. Stretch long into the fingers and then gaze over the right hand. Alright, straighten the right leg, release the arms. And turn the toes straight toward the long edge of your mat once again. And turn the left toes toward that short edge. Hands to hips. Or we'll transform our warrior 2 to a warrior 1. So for warrior 1, we want our hip points, front points of the pelvis, to face the short edge of our mat. So heel toe, the left foot out to the left, a few inches. Turn the right toes sharply forward. So they're just slightly turned out to the right. They're mostly forward. Then spin the pelvis, spin the hip points forward as well. Once again, we're in a lunge, so we do our best. Ankle and knee lined up, and that knee moving toward the middle toes. Now some people find it's a strain for their knee to have the back foot anchored in this way. Sometimes people need to turn their toes out more and not worry as much about the hip points facing straight forward. Also, another possibility is on the ball of the foot, so the heel isn't anchored at all. Some traditions use that for warrior 1. It's less stable, but for people, many people, easier on the knee. So, more of a balance challenge. All right, so keep your knee above ankle. If you like that, if the back foot is anchored, outside edge, really rooting down. From all of your support, reach forward and up. So warrior 1 can be very upright. Arms can be wide apart if it's a strain for your shoulders to reach straight up. Some people enjoy palms together and a bit of a back bending shape. If you do take a back bend here, make sure it's a sweeping curve through the body, not just your lower back. All right, so a little bit of drawing in of the belly to help keep the low back long can be helpful. All right, hands to hips. Turn all the toes toward the long edge of your mat. We'll take warrior 1 to the other side. So right foot will heel toe out. Toes are facing straight toward that short edge. Left foot, heel toes in. Toes just slightly out to the left. And hip point steering toward that short edge. You're down and then reach forward and up. Same variation as you did on the other side. Keeping your steady breath. Release hands to hips. Straighten the front leg. Turn the toes toward the long edge of your mat. And then heel toe the feet together. All right, we'll do another warrior today, a balancing warrior. I do suggest if you have them available, either a blocks or what you're substituting, or a chair seat. Then come to face straight toward your prop or the short edge of your mat. Hinge at hip creases, long spine, fold forward. Then hands find support. The wrists will be under the shoulders. whether it's blocks, floor, or a chair seat. Bring all the weight into the left foot, the left leg, and then lift the right leg out behind you. Once you're there, if you'd like a little more balance challenge, bring the left hand to the back of the pelvis. Notice if the sides are evenly balanced with each other. Both legs straight and strong. Press into the heels, press into the backs of the legs. Then if you'd like, bring both hands back to support or arms along your sides. Another possibility is to bring the arms out wide to the sides like a T position. Doing our best to have upper body and the leg parallel to the floor. Rise back to standing. Bring hands behind your back. Squeeze the elbows toward each other. Draw tail toward heels to lengthen your low back. And then lift chest forward and up. Ease and lengthen the neck. Gaze forward or slightly up. Just a little bit of a back bending shape. All right, come back fully upright. Hinge at hip creases, long spine, fold forward, hands on support. And all the weight in the left foot, left leg. Lift the right leg out behind you. I think we did this side. Yeah, so right leg, standing leg. Right hand behind. Feel if the sides of your pelvis are even. Leg that's lifted, straight and strong. Bring both hands back to support or arms along your sides. Stay there or arms out wide. Balancing warrior. If you come out of balance, use your support. Come back. All right, come back to mountain, fully upright, rooting into feet, rising up through crown of head. All right, release mountain pose. If you are using a chair, go ahead and move it out of the way. And come onto your belly on the mat. Take your time getting there. Once you're there, bring your hands, palms down, one stacked on top of the other. Rest either your chin or your forehead. So as you're breathing, notice the way your body is moving against the floor. So there's that rise and fall in the belly, expansion, release in the rib cage. Notice that the front body moving. And then notice the movement of the back body. You might even imagine that you can breathe into your whole back. So filling not just the lungs, but filling the low back. All right, then reach the arms along your sides, straight along your sides, palms down. Rest chin or forehead. Anchor the fronts of the thighs. Draw the belly in Draw tail toward heels. And then lift the upper body, lift the arms, reach into the fingers. Use the upper back to lift the chest. Do your best not to strain your neck. The gaze can be down or slightly forward. And lower down and rest. You can make a support with your hands. Rest the forehead or the chin. Now bring your arms out wide to your sides, T position. Press into tops of thighs, tops of feet, pull the belly in, lengthen tail toward heels. Keep all that length that you've created, but then release the legs away from the floor. Stretch into the heels, lengthen through your whole body, and then lift chest, head, and arms. For full locust or flying locust. Stretch wide, stretch long, lift. Lower down. Bring your hands outside of the edges of your mat, or if you're not on a mat, if they were under your shoulders, a few inches out to the sides. And bring your hands up just a tiny bit, hovering above the floor. Use your upper back to lift the chest. Press into tops of thighs, pull belly in. And then hands in contact, press a little more. We did this earlier, this wide support cobra. You can pretend your hands are glued, but you're trying to tug them back towards your feet. Lower down. And then press into your hands to bring you up to a kneeling position. Reach your arms out wide and then up, palms together. Stretch long. Fold forward, drawing belly to thighs, lowering as much as you can. Eventually, hands touch down. If you can, bringing ears between biceps. Keep stretching long, reaching into the fingers, pressing back into the heels. Right, bring palms to the mat, walk the hands in to rise up. All right, get your strap or the object that will serve as a strap. If you don't have one, we can adapt as well. Then come onto your back. Knees bent, soles of feet flat. So rest into the support just as you did when you were on your belly. Notice your back on the mat or floor. Take some deep breaths. Notice movement of the body with the full breath. And then lift the right leg, hold behind the thigh or in front of the shin, and slowly straighten the left leg along the mat. Pull right knee toward right shoulder, reach into left heel. Press the whole back line of the left leg into floor. And then hold the back of the right thigh. If you do have a strap, put the strap around the sole of the right foot. The ball of the foot is great. If you don't, continue to hold the back of the thigh, and either way will straighten the leg. The sole of your foot might not be straight toward the ceiling, that's okay. Straight leg, whatever that angle is. So the foot might be reaching more toward the opposite wall than straight up at the ceiling. Press the thigh bone into forward. Press the lower leg, those bones forward, stretching the muscles around the bones. Reach up into that right heel. Notice your left side. Do your best to anchor the left buttock through the whole back line of the leg. Press into the foot as if you were standing. Keep all of that. Then take both ends of the strap in the right hand and guide that leg out to the right. Remember, keep that left side anchored. You get so much more benefit. So we have this opening for the inner right leg, but we also have some strengthening in the front of the left side here. If you keep that anchor, generally feels better for the low back as well if we have that stability. This is a posture that's done in a standing position as well, and that balance of the pelvis is very helpful when we take it to standing. All right, bring the leg back to center. Bend the right knee once again. Remove the strap if you're using it. Hug the shin. And keep holding the right shin with the left hand. Reach the right arm straight out to the right. Press into the back of the arm, back of the hand. Guide the right leg over to the left. Just the right amount for you. A twist for the spine, an opening for the chest. Slowly turn your head from one side to the other. See which position feels the best for you. And then settle into that position. Come onto your back fully centered once more. Release the right foot to the mat. Bend the left knee, bring that foot, the sole of the foot to the mat as well. Press into the feet, lift the pelvis a little bit. Set it back down as you lengthen your spine. Again, feel the back body relaxing into support. Then bring left thigh toward upper body. Hold either shin or behind the thigh. Slowly straighten the right leg along the mat. Anchor the back of that leg. Press into the heel. Pull left knee toward left shoulder. All right, then hold the back of the left thigh. If you have one and you used it on the other side, use your strap. You know, if you don't have a strap, some people actually reach their foot. You can also just support the leg with that, and as you come to the side, support underneath or over top of the lower leg or the foot. We're not going there quite yet though. Just getting, first of all, the length of the legs, pressing forward into, pressing the back of the leg forward. So feeling a pretty strong opening in the whole back line of the leg. And take both ends of the strap in the left hand or support the left leg with your hand. Guide it out to the left, just the right amount to create strong stretch sensation without strain, and only as far as you can go while you also keep the right side very strong and anchored. Right arm out to the side for support and balance as well. Bring left leg back to center, bend the knee, remove the strap, hold the shin. Keep holding that left shin with the right hand, bring the left arm out to the side. Keep the upper back and the left arm anchored, guide the left leg over to the right side for a twist. Just like the other side, head position is that turn that feels best to you. Unwind your twist, come on to your back once more. Bend both knees, soles of feet flat. Then walk the feet a little bit toward the foot end of your mat and sway knees side to side. Coming all the way over to the right, back through center, coming on to the edges of the feet to have the legs go to the left. So slowly rocking side to side, rocking the pelvis. Come back to center, extend the legs fully. Rock the feet from side to side. Then go with the hips. All right, so we'll have a few minutes for a time of relaxation. It's very important to be comfortable. So for some people that's on their back. Other people are much more comfortable on their side. It's just important to give yourself support. So if you are on your side, enough of a support under the head. It could just be your arm or a pillow. It can be really nice if you have a pillow to hug the pillow as well, or have it between the legs. If you're on your back and your back is uncomfortable, pillows under your legs can ease the low back. If your neck is uncomfortable, a small pillow under the head or a folded blanket. So please, you have things at home that you can use to be comfortable. Just come to that position that is most comfortable for you. It can be nice to dim or turn off the lights. So as we move into stillness, we want to completely let go of effort in the body. When we do this, we often become more aware of activity in the mind. Thoughts that are coming, thoughts that are going, maybe emotion that's present. It's important to just notice and not feel like you need to change something or push away thoughts or feelings. Noticing. The most relaxing place for the mind is just in the present moment. So it can be very helpful to bring your attention to your breath as a way of settling into this time for rest. So notice distractions, thoughts, feelings as they're happening. Allow them to be, and then bring your focus back to your breathing. Simple, powerful practice for relaxation. And even though you're fully relaxed, you might still notice places where there's effort in the body. And once again, the breath can be very helpful to let go of that as well. Each exhale, an opportunity to let go a little more. So a few more breaths in this place of stillness and rest. And then bring movement back to your body a little bit at a time. Fingers, toes, hands, feet starting to move. As you're ready, slowly bending the knees, rolling onto one side. Giving yourself a little time there. As you're ready, coming up to a seat. So a moment to close together. Yoga tradition. If you'd like, you can bring palms together, hands to heart. Yoga means union. Body, mind, heart. Recognizing our union with each other, with all that is. We are in this together. Yoga greeting simply meaning the highest in me sees and honors that in you. Namaste. Thank you everyone for joining me. I'll be here again Wednesday, 7:45. It is there's more of a focus on strength building, a little more vigorous, certainly open to everyone. If you have questions or comments, please post them. Again, thank you. Enjoy the day. Hi, Quintina. You're welcome, Roya. Hi, Amy. Thank you. Yeah, these are recorded. You should be able to find them. The videos are recorded. Thank you, Carol. All right, thanks everyone. See you next time.